Hi everybody and welcome to my office. So sorry that I'm getting a late start to this post today. Time just kind of got away from me. But this is week 8, which means you're about halfway through the semester already and probably about a quarter of the way through your junior or senior year, which is exciting. It's moving quickly and we still have a lot to do, so let's get to it. I'm in the middle of grading the week 7 example essays right now, and I have to say I'm just so happy with where you are as a group. I see so many people taking the feedback to heart, taking the suggestions seriously, and making a genuine effort to improve, and that's what's most exciting for me personally. I think all of these grades should be posted by late Tuesday night, fingers crossed, and just let me know if you have any questions, of course. So far, when it comes to improvements to be made, I'm seeing a lot of the same things over and over. First of all, the thesis statements really need to be addressed. As a reminder, a thesis is not a widely accepted fact or generalization. That doesn't tell us anything new, so you would be writing a paper about things that we already know or that we could look up somewhere else or anywhere else. Instead, your thesis should be your own idea based on the information you have. It should be unique and it should suggest a theory or an idea, again, that's all your own, and that you can prove or support in the rest of your paper. A thesis is a statement, so remember, it's not a question. In fact, you can almost think of it as being an answer to a question, if that helps. Other than that, as a group, we're still mostly struggling with grammatical and mechanical accuracy. Proofreading is essential, and it's okay to have someone else take a look at your finished product too, or your first finished draft. Transitions also need some attention, so keep that in mind. I see people kind of experimenting with voice. I see people really finding a voice and a distinctive personality on paper, which is great. Remember that exploring things in depth is one of the tactics you can use to help you find a voice, particularly for formal papers that require a more objective point of view. The specific things you choose to explore and the way in which you do that will set you and your ideas apart from others. But I digress, so let's talk quickly about week 8 and chapter 7. A process is obviously a series of things, steps, stages, actions, and so on, that leads to a goal. An analysis is a thorough examination of the pieces or the elements that together create something bigger. Analyzing the pieces helps you to interpret the whole of something, the big picture. So your process analysis will take the form of one of two things: a directive piece or an informative piece. The directive process analysis explains how to do something, for example, how to change the oil on your car. The informative process analysis explains how something works, for example, how a clock's mechanisms run, or how something happened. For example, you might follow John Wilkes Booth's steps leading to Abraham Lincoln's assassination. Whatever you choose, you should endeavor to explore the ins and outs of the topic. Don't just give the basic information and move on to the next step. Remember your critical thought and engage in an inner dialogue. Ask yourself why things happen the way that they do and explore the purpose. When you write a process analysis, I really want you to write about something that you know about firsthand, or I want you to choose something that allows you to provide a really unique, engaging perspective that other people may not have thought about before. Otherwise, it would beg the question, why write this at all when other people can look up whatever you've looked up from the original source? Consider Jessica Mitford's essay, which you'll be reading this week, Behind the Formaldehyde Curtain. She did a lot of research on this particular piece. You're not writing something lengthy and intense like this, but she took a very unique perspective. It's a dark, satirical piece, and it really explores things that this industry in question probably doesn't want you to know. Did it change the world? No, and she mentions that you might not change the world, but she also says you can essentially expose the guilty. So that's one way to look at a process analysis, and that's one of, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of ways to look at it. So just understand that you don't have to follow a specific rigid form. Let's see. I hope this is all making sense, but please don't hesitate to contact me with questions. As a reminder, if you're missing any grades at this point, it's probably because you need to submit or resubmit some work. Please touch base with me and we'll figure out a plan together. And finally, I want to let you know that we will watch a film in a few weeks. I don't want you to pay anything extra for this movie, so we'll watch one from Netflix. I have some ideas, but I have not yet finalized the film that we'll be watching. However, if you don't have Netflix or access to it anywhere else, don't panic and don't subscribe to it unless you want to try a free month or something. Just send me an email and together we will work out an alternative. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy this rainy week and have a good one.